How's everybody doing tonight? I figured I would get on here. Look at all these. Do you see all these? This is zucchini. Gotta use them. So, what are we making? How about some stuffed zucchini, or as a lot of people call it, zucchini boats. Okay, guys, give me a minute and I'm going to get the cutting board ready. Okay, this is my towel. I don't know why I keep it down there, but I do. I'm going to redo these counters, y'all. I'm absolutely going to redo them. But right now, I am washing off my zucchini. And me and this tripod are going to be having a big old fight. You see that? I cannot help it. It's what I've got. It is what I have. And I've already been in here for 30 minutes trying to get this angle correct. And that's about as good as we're going to get. I don't know. Probably upside down. So how's everybody doing? Everybody good? Have you ever had stuffed zucchini or zucchini boats before? If not, I'm going to tell you what. I was a skeptic. I was a total skeptic. But I have to say, it is absolutely delicious. Amazing delicious. So, and I've been out in the garden tilling and putting fertilizer and whatnot down. So, I'm a bit of a mess. So, I hope you don't mind if I don't get on camera. I mean, I am a mess. And I'm uploading a video, or I'm trying to upload a video right now for Temu haul that I did through the middle of the night. And it ended up being a really big one when I didn't intend it to be, but it ended up being that way just because of what I got in. So, what we got going on out here, Cash? And I know you can't see me, but I'm walking around making sure everything's all right. I heard something out front, so I thought I'd go take a look. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up these zucchinis. They're looking a little rough just because they started to freeze a little bit in my crisper drawer. So that means I'm going to have to adjust that setting. I can feel where it started to freeze. So what you want to do is make sure you can see what I'm doing. Can you see me? Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these in half. And we want them to be able to stand on their own, because we're going to clean them out and we're going to make little boats. Now this would be a good fun one for with kids, and it doesn't take a super long time. And I've got this bowl sitting here because I'm going to take the insides out of the zucchini. And you know what? I think I used to go around it with a knife. Yeah. So yeah, I'll go around it with a knife just to make it easier. You want to just get the inside out. You want to leave some area here and on each side so that you've got something to hold what we're going to stuff it with. Now we're going to use some ground beef. And this one is super easy because guess what? You can absolutely use like ragu or whatever spaghetti sauce. Because this is a spaghetti sauce kind of meal. And I take these and I chop them up and I put them right in with the meat. And that way you're not losing the goodness of the zucchini. Now, if you don't like zucchini, I'm going to ask you just to try it again. Because I was the exact same way. I thought, oh, I don't like zucchini. I really like yellow squash, though. And this has been recent, y'all. I mean, I've made plenty of zucchini stuff, but I don't know, for whatever reason, I thought I didn't like it. But I took some and I thought, well, I need to use this stuff. I don't want to waste it. So I steamed it, butter and salt and pepper, and I ate that. And I was like, oh my God, that's so good. And that's why I put it in my chicken stir fry. I put some zucchini in there. And I'm going to have to tell you that, my mama come at me saying that was the best chicken stir fry she'd ever put in her mouth from any restaurant or anything like that. So, yeah, there's that, And my stepdad said the same thing. Best stir fry they'd ever had. I'm like, wow, okay, well, that's a huge compliment, y'all. So I don't know. I think I can cook. I mean, I know I can cook. I've always had a lot of compliments on my cooking, that it's always good. Even Miss Ruth goes on and on. She says that I can really, really cook. And so I'm going to take these and I'm going to set these over here. And I'm putting them in a pan for right now. I'm going to have to put some sauce down in here before we stuff them. But when I set them in the pan, I'm going to add some salt and some pepper. So you've seen how I just did that one. So I'm going to pause this video and I'm going to get through this other zucchini and I'll be right back. So, fighting with the zucchini, that knife, I messed up a couple of them and I thought, well, I'm still going to use them. But here's what I found. Take your spoon and just go in there and kind of let the spoon go through it and dig out a circle of it. Making sure to try to not to hit the sides. I broke a couple of them, but you know what? It'll be all right. I mean, it's going to get all broke up and stuff when we go to eat it anyway, right? Kind of scrape out the bottom of part of it. There we go. Alright, let me get this done. Okay, got all the zucchini cleaned out. I'm going to use this, I'm going to chop it up. But first thing I want to do is get this pan ready. So I've got this pan right here. Let me get some cooking spray. I'm going to use a little butter cooking spray. And I'm going to spray the inside of this pan just because. Because it's a safe thing to do. Alright. Now, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open a can of this cheapy spaghetti sauce that I keep getting gifted to me. It's supposed to be spaghetti sauce. It says tomato sauce. But that's okay. We're going to take and we're going to use it. Because we need a sauce down in the bottom of the pan. So I'm going to pour this all in here. And I don't know if you can see me or not. Can you see what I'm doing? I can't tell. You cannot. Oh, Lord, no, you can't see this. Hand it off. Here, let me bring you over here then. You can see my messy stove and all. And how we're going to use some ground beef. Okay. And you can absolutely use like a marinara sauce. That would be fine. But me, I'm going to use what I got. I'm absolutely going to use what I have. So what I'm going to do is spread this around here. Now, because this is just tomato sauce, and that's all it is. First and foremost and always, we got the salt and pepper. You cannot cook if you do not have seasonings in your house. Unless you just like your food absolutely plain, and I do not. I like mine full of flavor. And my daughter will tell you so. Both of my daughters would tell you that. Full of flavor. So now we're going to take some garlic powder, and I'm going to lightly, generously, however you prefer to say it, or however you prefer to have garlic. We like the flavor. So you put a little. I'm going to put a lot. It's not really a lot. It's just enough, actually. Now, the next thing I'm going to use, and I love, is basil leaves. I'm going to take and sprinkle over top of this some basil. And you can do oregano too if you want. Matter of fact, I think I will. I'm going to add a little bit. I could have gotten some of my fresh basil that's out there, but I'm trying to do this in a quicker fashion for you all so that you'll watch my video and actually make the food. I would love to see people start cooking at home more. I just think families, that's a special time to be together, is when you're cooking and everybody's helping out. Somebody's setting a table and somebody's washing a dish, and everybody pitches in and helps, because that's the way it's supposed to be. Now, my onion powder, because I live in Florida and the humidity is high, my onion powder always gets clumpy, and I gotta beat it up. You could use onion powder, and you could use chopped onions if you wanted to. Now, I'm going to use fresh onions in this recipe when I go to make the spaghetti sauce. All right. Now, this will be fine because it's going to cook, and it's going to be full of flavor. I'm just going to give it a quick stir. Like so. I really don't want to spend a lot of time mixing it up because it'll be fine. This is not like our main part of, not our main spaghetti sauce or pasta sauce, whatever. Zucchini sauce. Okay. That looks fine. That looks fine. Spread it out. And there's a trick to this. Pick it up and give it a shake. A shake. And a little tilt. Look at there. We're covered. All right. So now I'm going to bring these over here. And I need to get my oven on. So I'm going to start my oven. And I'm going to put it at 375. I'm not really sure what the official recipe calls for as far as temperature. But if you have doubt, you just ask. You just look it up. And I'm looking right now. Come on, get excited. I should bake it up 45 minutes. Okay, what temperature, ma'am? I don't know. I usually start out like at 350 for a lot of my stuff, but I'm really bad about not using a timer, and people ask me all the time, well, how long do I cook it? And I'm like, till it's done. Well, how do I know when it's done? Well, depends on what it is, for one, and it could be like You know, it's going to get golden brown. The cheese is going to melt. The meat's going to be done. You know, chicken's going to be cooked. And I will have to. I have planned. I have a lot of ideas as far as showing y'all how to do stuff, how to cook different things. I have my own. I should have my own recipe book, but I've never taken the time to sit down and put them all into a book. Because a lot of the times I don't use a recipe, it's just stuff in my head. But absolutely, I mean, I would tell you, get you a cookbook, get you, and that's what I had done, like back when I was 18 and married and needed to cook. All right, let me reset up. Okay. I'll set the, oh, look at there. I did not get all this picked up. I'll set that in this drain thing in the sink. You'll be all right. I'll clean it out. I'm going to clean it out anyway. So now we're going to get this onion chopped up. Now, what was I saying before I cut it off? I was telling you something. And I hope you don't mind. I mean, this is how I am. I talk when I cook. And if this isn't your cup of tea, I understand. I mean, I totally get it. And I'll put the ingredients down in the description box. And you can skip over all this chit chat because you don't have to listen to my life. You don't have to hang out. Yes, I just cut that off. Don't waste it. Don't waste no onions. Woo! All right, these are some strong onions, y'all. I think these gonna make me cry. Anyways. And it's okay if you're a little messy. It happens. You're cooking. You're going to cook good food. So it's okay. You get messy. You can just clean it up as you go. And that's the biggest thing that I can tell you. If you clean as you go, you got way less of a mess at the end when, you know, after dinner. Lord knows I don't like cleaning after I've stood and cooked for a long time. When I say long time, I mean like all freaking day long I've been cooking a big meal. And this is not considered an all-day cook. This is quick and easy. This one here is. All right. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get set up for the next thing. I'll be right back. All right. This is about as best as I can do. So what I have done here, I got my pan out, let it heat up. I've got some oil in it. Probably a little bit too much. That's all right. It happens. It's heating up. Oh, Lord, that scared me. I would love to redo this kitchen. I mean, I'm going to when I can. When I can, I'm definitely going to. I'm gonna these counters now. I'm just over here cutting up this pieces of zucchini. Countertops. I'm gonna do an epoxy pour. Before I ever even got into doing epoxy, anything epoxy, resin, I seen Stone Coat countertops on YouTube and was watching them. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And I've reached out to them a couple of times. They said that they were looking for testers for their new cabinet paint. And I sent them my life story, not my life story, but I sent them a little bit about what I got going on here. And I never heard back from them. So I heard back that thank you. We'll be in touch with you soon. And I never heard anything. So anyway, but it's all right. I gave it my best shot, you know. I even sent them pictures. So anyway, the cabinets are a mess. The counters are a mess. But they're old, you know. This place was from the early 80s, I do believe. So, and this pan here, that too. That was my grandmother's. Let that cook a little bit. I'm gonna throw. You know what? No, I'm not gonna throw this can away yet because I may need some water. Anyway, I would like to do an epoxy pour on the countertops. I would like to paint these cabinets because, you know, this way out of my budget range of being able to afford to replace cabinets. And then I got some peel and stick tile looking things that I'm gonna put on the walls. It's like like wallpaper. And I'm gonna paint, and probably I'm not gonna be able to replace the floor just yet. I would like to, but you know, I'm on a strict budget. And so that's why I have to do everything myself. And so as you can see, I just added the rest of, added what I pulled out of that zucchini. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with adding some vegetables to your spaghetti sauce. Just going to add more flavor, more yumminess, more filling. Now, our zucchini boats are going to be absolutely overflowing. They are going to be overflowing with some goodness. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to pause you again, but before I do, what I'm going to do is make some noise on the stove. I'm going to take this beautiful lid. This is very vintage. Check it out, y'all. Isn't it cool? Very, very vintage pot and lid. Pan, whatever. Skillet. Skillet! That's what they call it. I'm going to take this lid and I'm going to cover it. I'm going to cover it for a few minutes and let that cook down. You know what I did forget? Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Salt, pepper. I remember this is not only for me, but for everybody else. And Sam, so, and I love pepper, I love spicy, but that doesn't mean my mom does. Anyway, and so this is stuff Zucchini Boats. Top with some Jesus. Actually, I'm gonna cover this up and let this sweat down the zucchini a little bit. And the onion, throwing them out. I'm going to turn the heat down just a tad bit. Because I want it to cook this zucchini, but I don't want it to burn it. And you can take and chop it up for as big pieces as you want. You got to remember it's going to go inside that zucchini. And then they'll come apart a little bit better once they're cooked. They'll be tender and but yeah, you don't want to waste this. This is a good part of the zucchini. Yeah, I added in. I seen a recipe somewhere. They were talking about taking it and putting it into a smoothie. I was like, alrighty then. Who knows? I'm not knocking it because I'm gonna tell you, food is my thing. All right, let's cover this. Covered. Reduce the heat just a tad bit, as you can see right here. It was up a little past medium. I'm gonna turn it just a smidge down. All right, I'm gonna put you on hold again. Look, I broke a nail, and I'll be back. All right. This has cooked good enough. So what I'm going to do, I think that bowl's a little bit too big. I'm going to try and drain some of that off, I don't need all that canola oil. Now, as far as the meat that you can use ground chicken, ground turkey, ground beef, ground pork, whichever you prefer. Any of the ground meat, you can use any one you like. It's whatever your taste buds tell you, whatever you prefer. I'm going to use ground beef tonight. Now, I do have I've got some ground turkey, I do believe. I don't think I've got any chicken, though. I like ground chicken. And I make white chili with the ground chicken and ground chicken, and I think that's actually got some of the juices off of ground chicken, ground beef, no, ground chicken and chicken breast tenders to make and chicken broth and make a white chili with a thing of green chilies. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I think I could live on that stuff. So now I'm going to add my ground beef in here. And it's still a little frozen. As soon as I get it, I freeze it. And I got this out yesterday and put it in my refrigerator to thaw out. It did pretty good. Just got one little section there that's still kind of frozen. That part right there is a little hard. But we'll get it to cook. Salt and pepper, y'all. You know, I would love to hear any of y'all's comments, questions. If you're not sure about something that I'm doing, or if you're thinking that you need a substitute, or, you know, whatever, just throw some down there in the comments. I love interacting with the viewers. You know, if my recipe needs to be tweaked and you got a suggestion on how I can make it better, yeah, go ahead, move it down in there. Yeah, my stove's getting quite dirty today, and that's okay, because I know how. I got soap and water. I know how to clean it. Yes, it is March. What is today? March the 12th, I do believe, of 2024. And it is springtime here in Florida, but we've been having quite a bit of cool weather, and I'm not sure if it's going to get cold tonight or not. I was not paying attention when the Alexa he was in there telling the weather. I have it set to tell me every evening, and I did not get to hear it. So, my neck sure does hurt today, though. I'm wondering if that means rain. Okay, so I had turned this down previously for the zucchini. I'm gonna turn it up some for the ground beef. Hey Google, is it gonna rain?
Although there's only a very slight chance of rain in Interlaken today, there's a moderate chance of rain on Sunday from about 2 a.m. until Monday at about 8 p.m.
Wow. Alright, I accidentally hit the stop button instead of the pause. Okay, what I have done is I cooked this ground beef until the liquid part was gone out of it, and then I drained it, and I drain it right here on the stove. I use the can that sauce came in, and I scoop out all of the fat, most of it. I leave a little tiny bit in there so that it keeps keeps it from sticking in there. So now we've got that looking good. I'm gonna be strong and pop this jar of some Prego fresh mushrooms. And you can use whatever one you like. I'm gonna pour this in on there. And I usually add sauce, tomato sauce into this. But since it's already in there, I'm not gonna, I might add a little bit of water. Because I always doctor up it don't matter if I use this kind of sauce or make my own. It's going to get doctored up. It always does every time. My daughters do that too, or I know at least my youngest does. And I just added some water to this jar. I'm going to shake it up so I get all the good bits and pieces out of there. I'm going to add it in here because it's going to cook out. But we want it to have a little bit more liquid in here right now because I am looking for my garlic powder. One of these days I will make from scratch recipe for y'all, but right now to make it easy I'm using like the garlic powder and stuff like that. So add my garlic powder. And here we go. I'm going to add some basil. And some oregano. This helps to give it like a really good Italian flavoring. Now, remember, I've got this zucchini and onion over here, so I'm not going to add like a bunch of onion powder, chopped onions. And if you wanted to, instead of doing this here with, the onion and the zucchini, you could just cook down your zucchini and use chopped onions in here if you want. I just prefer fresh. And another thing that you could add to this, if you so like, pretty much any vegetable, but like some chopped green peppers, but I would cook it with the zucchini, or before the zucchini, like I did the onions, and then remove it and have it sitting there to be added in at this point. That green pepper, bell peppers. All right, got that on, and you see it doesn't look that runny. I did add about a quarter of that jar of water in here. So that way it's got a little bit extra water because I'm going to let it cook, and you're going to cook that water right out of it, so it won't make no difference. Now I'm going to go ahead and add this onion and zucchini into our pasta sauce, meat sauce. So let me know in the comments if you all would like for me to maybe do a live cooking show you all something, and if so, if you would want me to do that, what recipe would you like for me to do on a live video? And any of this that's left over that doesn't fit in our zucchini boat, so obviously we're gonna have that. You can have over your favorite kind of pasta. And something that I do is I keep all these jars, and I use them for like storing my stuff in the refrigerator. Like what I have left over of this, it's going to go in this jar. And then later on, I may use the jar after I've used the food out of this in my pantry for dried goods, Yeah, I keep everything where it's safe and secure and dried and can't be gotten into. So I save all these jars. I mean, I got plenty of like the plastic pantry containers with the lids, but these jars, I mean, you open up some brown sugar, you can put it in this jar, powdered sugar in this jar, separately, of course. instead of throwing it away, reuse it. It's free. And then, something that I do with my family is, say I've got something left over and I want to send it over there to my mom or my stepdad or to Miss Ruth. What do you think I send it in? Now, not everything's going to fit in there, but a lot of stuff will. And let me show you what I did with my salt. So this is how I keep my salt. I cut that out from the salt shaker. It fits in there. That's just the ring. You pull this out. You still got your little pour spout. Any of your dried goods, flour, sugar, whatever, it can be put into a jar. The stuff that you use up a lot. I'm going to turn it in just a smidge. It's looking really good, smelling absolutely wonderful. Now we're going to fill these zucchini boats. Look at my mess, man. I keep cleaning it. It just keeps coming out here. That's all right. I'll switch to my spoon now. I'm gonna put that in the sink, but I just thought I might need it for putting in that. Oh yeah. So it doesn't look like it's too much liquid. I'm gonna check it, and the way to do that is to do that right there. See, once it separates, it doesn't run back in there real fast. You obviously don't want it dry, but we don't want it super runny and run all out of them zucchini boats. I'll be back in just a second. Alrighty. So, where's everybody from? What state are you from? I'm not going to ask your city because I don't, unless it's a big metropolitan city, But where's everybody from? I'd like to know where my viewers come from. And is this the first one of my cooking videos that you've seen? I haven't put out a whole bunch of them, but I intend on continuing to cook because I definitely want people to cook at home. Cook at home. Feed your family. Gather together. Family that eats together. That's a happy family. Okay, I'm going to pull this over here just a little bit closer. I'm going to put some on this spatula. And I'm just going to start filling these boats. And it's okay if it don't stay. If it goes off into another one, it's quite all right. Because, we'll just scoop them out when it goes time to feeding everybody. But I do have the jar of Parmesan. So we're just going to throw a bunch of Parmesan on here. Yes, I'm very, very, very generous with cheese, y'all. One of the reasons I think my kids absolutely love cheese, because I didn't hold back. Okay, now got some mozzarella. Yeah, we don't want you down in that sauce. We want you on this meat and zucchini. I know one thing for sure. I'm definitely going to eat some of this tonight. And I don't know if my parents will tonight, because I was working out in that garden and was out there a little bit too long. By the time I get over there with this, or if I take it over there tonight, they're going to be already ate. I don't know. Sometimes my mom eat late. Depends. She's like me. She's a night owl. Or I'm like her. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the oven. I've got it preheated to 375, and I'm going to keep an eye on it. You should not take that. Those zucchini shouldn't take too awfully long to cook, to bake. But I'd say it's probably going to take a good 30 minutes. So you could cover it. Actually, I might do that. I think I will. I think I'm going to cover it, put it in the oven. That way that'll steam that zucchini a little bit. If I'd have known I was going to do that, I wouldn't have put the cheese on it yet, but that's okay. If you cover it, wait and put your cheese on it when you uncover it. That way it doesn't stick to the top of your foil. And I'm just going to loosely cover this because I don't want the foil to take all my cheese. And I'm going to bake it for about 20 minutes. And then I'll pull it out and check it. Take the foil off. And let it brown the cheese. And then you have to add cheese back to it, but that'll be alright. You want your zucchini to cook. Alright, I'm going to put this in the oven, and then I will be back. Alright, just took them out of the oven. They look really, really good. If you have any questions, please leave it for me in the comments. Alright, let's see how this is. It is looking pretty yummy to me. What do you think? Let me get a fork. Oh yeah, fork tender. Look at there. Zucchini, it's all done. It's a little bit too hot, so I'm not going to take a bite of it because it's fresh out of the oven. But there you go. Top a little bit more cheese or Parmesan on that. Make it a little pretty. Hold on, I'll show you. What I do? Oh, let's say, where'd that Parmesan go? Just a little sprinkle on the top. Serve that with some green beans, maybe some corn. I was going to fix this. This is my peaches and cream corn that I got from back in the summer. But yeah, what do you think? Let me know. Thank you guys so much.